5:30. Welcome, everybody. Let's do a roll call, please. Here.
Here.
Walken,
Here.
Kenya,
Here.
Here.
absent, Mr. Christensen and Mr. Davis.
Stand for the pledge, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic
For which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I salute the flag as a statement of the indivisible, of perfect friendships among the United cultures. All right, just a couple of house cleaning things before we get started. We are going to move agenda item F to D. Okay. Also, for the public, we're going to have 6 public hearings tonight. We'll have, each speaker will have 3 minutes per subject. Each. Okay. And then we'll jump right into approval of minutes, please.
Like to make a motion that we approve the minutes.
Second.
We have a motion on the floor and a second. All in favor, say by saying aye.
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 All in favor, say nay. This was approved. Okay, our first agenda item, a public hearing for resolution number PC 2022-2023-09, a resolution approving a variance at 1386 Oakwood Circle to allow construction of an addition in the rear yard that would make the property unable to meet the 20-foot rear yard requirement submitted by Walter and Claudia Duggar. I would like to entertain action to enter into a public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor by saying, we'll do a roll call vote. We'll do that one.
Heflin,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Walken,
Yes.
Ms. Kenya,
Yes.
Mr. James.
Yes.
You're now in a public hearing. I remind anyone that wants to speak on this subject, you have 3 minutes and must be sworn in. Anybody from the public wants to speak on resolution number PC 2022 or against? Go ahead, Kelly.
All right, so what this is they want to do an addition to the garage, for some more garage space. They did include some pictures for you guys to see. The pictures include some of their plot areas, views from the neighbor's house, and I kind of an idea of what they're looking to do. The only reason it's coming before you guys for a variance today is it'll, you have to have 20 feet from the end of your building to the end of your rear yard for the backyard. This is going to encroach on that. So they're going before you today to ask to allow this variance. We sent out 6 letters to property owners. We sent out 5 to utilities, and we've got 7 returned receipts. 1 property owner had no opinion, and then 2 utilities were for the application. You guys have any questions? I'm down to take your, or down to answer them for you.
How far is it going to encroach?
It is going to encroach. Let's see, I believe it's going to leave them with 8 feet left. Let me double check my worksheet.
It's be 20 and the long have 8 feet left.
Yes, and it's going to be in their rear yard. They don't have any neighbors on that side because they're end property.
So are they asking for a 13-foot variant?
Yes, the proposed garage will be 8 feet from that back property line. So it will be 13
But they
feet down
need
to the
20
20.
feet to meet the standard.
Yes, it's a 20-foot backyard.
And who owns the property behind them?
Who owns the property? It's all from Oakwood. The property that's directly off to the side is owned by the city and Excel. And then that property that is directly behind them was given the letter, and they had no, they were not opposed to the action.
So the property to the side of it where you pull into the garage is part of Oakwood Addition.
Yes, ma'am.
Property right behind them is owned by the city.
Yeah, there's that substation where it has some electrical, that little bit's owned by the city, and then the rest is county, I believe.
And the city owns it because they have a substation there.
I believe so. It comes out as a zero, so when you look it up in the accessories website, it has no owner information. So Johnny Better looked it up for me and he says he believed it was owned by the city. That was as far as he could find. The accessors had no information on that piece of land.
Just be the electric company has the right of way for it.
Yeah, so it just means there's a very small chance that area will ever be developed because they are using it for the electrical.
Anything else? Well, need motion to go out of public hearing, please.
I'll make that motion.
A second.
We'll do a roll call.
Heflin,
Yes.
Ms. Bennett,
Yes.
Watkins,
Yes.
Ms. Kenya,
Yes.
James.
Yes.
Moving on. Item B, public hearing for resolution number PC 202223.
Wait, did we just go out of hearing?
Yeah, we just went on the hearing right here.
Okay, so we're
Yeah,
gonna vote on it.
we're gonna vote on it.
Okay.
The resolution 2022-2023-10, a resolution approving variant at 1386 Oakwood Circle for a carport that does not meet ordinance submitted by Walter and Claudia Duggar. I will need a motion to approve or disapprove.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second that.
We have a motion on the floor with a second. Roll call vote, please.
Heflin,
Yes.
No.
Watkins,
Yes.
Kenya,
Yes.
James.
Yes.
And just to clarify, that was for the addition for the garage, correct?
That was item B.
Or for the carport?
Yeah.
We haven't done the carport one yet.
Okay, so you want me to vote on the?
Yeah.
Do the vote on the first step?
A, we were working on A.
Okay, let's go back to A then.
Okay, that's what we're working on.
Okay, I didn't see where we voted on that yet. Okay,
No.
so now we'll take motion on public hearing for resolution 20222309. I need a motion in a second.
Move for approval.
We have a motion on the floor for approval.
Second.
Motion in a second. Please read a roll call vote.
Mr. Heflin,
Yes.
No.
Watkins,
Yes.
Kenya,
Yes.
Yes.
For the record, do you want to read your item B?
Yes. I do.
Okay, no, it's fine. Okay, item B, public hearing for resolution number PC 2022-2023-10, a resolution approving a variant at 1386 Oakwood Circle for a carport that does not meet ordinance submitted by Walter and Claudia Bevan. Motion in a second, please.
Are we gonna go into public hearing? This is a different one, isn't it?
Yes. This
Let's
one is
go into
separate.
public
Okay.
hearing.
That's fine. Action to go into a public hearing. We're on item B. We have to go. to
Move
public
we
hearing.
go into.
Yeah, we have to go to public hearing on every one of them.
Yes, so I move we go into a public hearing on the carpet.
Okay, second.
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Heflin,
Yes.
Yes.
Watkins,
Yes.
Kenya,
Yes.
Mr. James.
Yes.
Now in public hearing.
Thank you. So this is the same applicant. They would like to request a carport down by their garage. That's going to be up against their garage coming out about 20 feet. Because of how the house is built, it has an easement, so they won't be able to meet that 20-foot setback from the beginning of or their setback, sorry, it's the side property, so it's 6 feet. That 6 feet setback they need, and then it's gonna be up against the building, so they don't have that 6 feet distance that the ordinance calls for between it and any other building. So they're gonna ask for this variance, they can put the carport closer and have it in that area. They included some pictures to show you their kind of their plot plan. They also included some pictures showing you from different positions if their neighbors can or can't see the area. We sent out 6 property letters, 5 utility letters, 7 were returned. And we got 2 letters from utilities supporting the action. I'll stand for any questions you guys have.
So the carport's going to go in front of the existing garage.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's encroaching on to the side, the city street. It really doesn't go
Yeah,
anywhere.
they've got a very large easement, so it's actually off quite a ways. But they don't have that 6 feet between the end of the easement and the beginning of where their carport's gonna be to maintain that side yard that they need. And then it will be within those 6 feet from the building.
Is there any other carports in Oakwood?
I'm
I'm thinking any.
not gonna lie, I don't recall.
Is there a covenants? I don't think it is. I think
No, that would be,
covenants anyways.
because that was a subdivision, wasn't annexed in with those.
Okay. Any questions from the public? Committee,
Mhm.
make a motion to go out of public hearing, please.
So move.
Second,
Okay, we'll do it together.
1, 2, 3, go.
I have 2 motions in 2 seconds. So you pick which one you want.
I don't care.
Roll call, please.
Edwin,
Yes.
Henry,
Yes.
Walken,
Yes.
Henry,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Okay, need a motion to approve or deny.
I make a motion, we deny carport. It may die, but I make a motion.
I can second that, right?
Yeah.
I'll second. Well, motion is second. Roll call, please. No. Or yes.
Yes.
Yes. that would be stupid.
That's a get parliamentary
I'm so used to the
procedure.
motion approve. I always said yes.
Bennett,
I vote that we deny, yes.
Walken,
Yes.
Kenya,
So if I say yes, I'm denying?
Mhm.
No.
Mr. James,
Yes.
There are 4 yeses and 1 no. Motion passes. On item, we're gonna go to item C. Public hearing for resolution number PC 2022-2023-11. A resolution approving a variant at 801 West 18th Street to use a residential R1 building for nonprofit commercial use submitted by Arise Sexual Assault Services. Kelly, you want to go in public hearing and then you'll talk just like we did last time? Okay. I need a motion to go into public hearing.
I'll make that motion.
Second,
Roll call, please.
Jameson,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Walken,
yes.
Kenya,
Yes.
James.
Yes.
You're now in public hearing. Kelly.
Thank you. So what this application covers is the building in question is in an R1 residential area. It was historically a church. It was first created. They got the special use permit to operate where they were operating. Sexual Rise Services has actually been in that building precursoring this, but they're under new management. So they have to redo their permits with the new owner's name. So that's why it's before you today. We sent out 11 property owners, 5 utility letters. 15 of those we had return receipts for. 3 property owners were for the proposal and 2 utilities were for the proposal. You guys have any questions? I'll stand for them.
Kelly, what did you say was in that building before?
Historically, it was owned by a church.
It was owned by a church and
It's
they're
A
going to.
a ministry owns it.
And they're in it right now.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they're already in. Been there for several years.
Yeah. So they just got to get their permits under the new name to be good to go.
Okay. no problem. Okay. Anything from audience? Okay. Motion to go out of public hearing,
So moved.
Second.
roll call, please. Yes.
Watkins,
Yes.
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Okay, I will need a motion to approve or deny resolution 2022-2023-11.
Make the motion to approve that.
I second.
There's been a motion on the floor with the second. Roll call, please.
Strickland,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Watkins,
Yes.
Ms. Peña,
Yes.
James.
Yes.
Resolution approves. As said before, we had a agenda adjustment, so now we will, on your paperwork, we'll go to F. Well, now here, public hearing for resolution number PC 2022-2023-14. A resolution approving a replat at 121 South Main Street submitted by Maria Irene Campbell. I will need a motion to go into public hearing, please.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Strickland,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Watkins,
Yes.
Peña,
Yes.
James.
Yes.
We're now in public hearing. Kelly.
So this replat is for a building kind of on the square. So what it is the building had been split a while ago, actually. The firewall was already there. They are attempting to sell off a portion of the building or one of the stores, so they have to go through and make it legal so they can split the property. There is a firewall separating them. Johnny Montiel went down there and investigated the firewall. And as of October 26th, it was deemed functional and something that they would approve as the official split for safety. 17 letters were sent out to property owners, 5 to utilities, received 18 return receipts. 1 letter was unclaimed. We had 4 property owners for it, 2 property owners, no opinion. We had 1 public utility that was for it. And there's a typo. There was 4 utilities that came back as no opinion. Instead of the 5 you're going to see on your sheet.
Questions for Ms. Kelly, please.
Okay, let's get this clear, which building it is on Main Street.
So it's going to be the bargain building, that's by the Dewdrop.
And so she's wanting to, that building, she's wanting to split or? what she
It's
want-
already historically been split and they've used it as different stores.
So the
but-
bargain building was part of which one? The one next to it, to the south,
Believe so.
whatever direction it is.
It's public hearing. If you'd like to stand up, so you may be able to help clear up.
Because there's a wall right there. There's. not-
Yes.
Yeah.
The property owners here to answer any questions that I'm not really good with.
Please raise your right hand. You swear or affirm that you will conspire truthfully, give and understand the truth as well.
Oh, it's upside.
Tori Mitchell. And I am the hopefully buyer. Irene has got the building, but it's the bargain building is also under the same estate as the white building next to it. And so she's wanting to separate them so she can sell them to 2 different buyers.
Thank you. Anything else? I'll need a motion to go on a public hearing.
Make that motion to go into public hearing.
Second.
A motion is second, roll call, please.
Heffley,
Yes.
Benny,
Yes.
Yes.
Bingham,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Okay, I will need action on resolution 2022-2023-14 to approve or deny.
I make a motion that we approve it.
A second.
Have a motion, a second, roll call, please.
Heffley,
Yes.
Benny,
Yes.
Watkins,
Yes.
Bingham,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Resolution approved. Okay, we will move back to E.
E.
E, that's correct. E. Public hearing for resolution number PC 2022-2023-13. A resolution approving a vacation.
Division of right away.
Vacation of a platted but undeveloped right of way called North Abilene Avenue in the Lindsay edition submitted by Roberto and Maureen Baca. Hope that's how I said it. I will need action to go into a public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Heffley,
Yes.
Benny,
Yes.
Watkins,
Yes.
Bingham,
Yes.
We're now in public hearing.
Yes.
Sorry. We're now in public hearing. Just remind you, you have to be sworn in if you plan to talk on this matter. Kelly, you're up.
I know there's some public input, so I'll let them go first and I'll
Okay.
follow up.
Anybody from the audience? Go ahead.
please raise your right hand. You swear or affirm that you will testify truthfully here.
I do have amendment to our proposal, and there are two proposals here on two of the.
We're born in Baca. So our first request was to have all of the roads, both Abilene, North Abilene Avenue and East Nogle vacated. But at this time, we would like to go ahead and amend that and only have the roads on our property vacated, which is the C block and its track B. If you see on page 2, in 1992, Pentagraph did a survey and the roads were vacated at that time. And whenever in 1999, page 3, our deed states that those roads that were vacated are included in our deed. And on page 4, we have another survey from Leidick, and you can see where the roads have been vacated. And on page 5, you can see where we have been paying taxes on these vacated roads since 1999. But now that we have gone in and built on these vacated roads from all of our legal documentation that we have gotten from the obtaining, whenever we have obtained the property, we went in there and built on these vacated roads and come to find out they're not vacated. So I'm asking you guys to please vacate that so that our property line coincides with all the legal documentation that we received whenever we obtained it. We've been paying taxes on it ever since 1999, whenever we obtained it.
And we're gonna leave that red spot out?
I ask that you leave everything out. We do not want to vacate anything else but the property that is around our property.
And you're in block C.
We are in block C, track B.
Track B.
Yes, we are actually landlocked.
Okay.
If you're landlocked, how do you get there?
We actually come off of North Abilene Place. There is an access road right there, the red area on the
Mhm.
map.
That's what you're doing.
But it's been deeded to you.
It
Been
has
paid.
indeed, all of our paperwork has our name. I mean, it is, the vacated road is ours. It's all the legal documentation shows that those vacated properties are ours, but now it's saying that
And
we
Why
had,
that's the one that says it's not yours?
it started out as Pendergraph is the one who actually said that was vacated. And
Griff said it was vacated.
yes,
Unfortunately, it wasn't vacated.
it wasn't vacated.
And Lydex and the deed went off of Pendergraft survey. So it's never been through the council to be vacated.
So you need it vacated.
I need it vacated, so I mean, we've been paying taxes on it and all the paperwork says that we own it. So we would like to have our boundaries reflect what the legal paperwork says.
Neat.
Keep in mind.
Thank you. Any questions? I'm sorry. Left side. Thank you. Kelly?
Anybody else? So the information from this is based on the original request of vacating both, right now, all of North Abilene Street. So there was some protest to it. I'm gonna read the letters because I was asked to for this application. But it was for the original application of the whole street being vacated. But we sent out 11 letters for that original request. We got 5 back from the and 5 to public utilities. We had 12 red receipts come back. We had 6 property owners for the total vacation of that street. And we had 2 property owners against it. And then we had 2 utility owners that were also for it. I will read the letters. I've got all my stuff out of order. That way I'll start switching things, have me on top of it. All right. Oh, that is not even the right way.
She wants to vacate this part, right?
Right.
So that-
And keep this open, because that's the way they get in.
And then this can be developed as for a road?
Keep it as a road. That will be still a road.
Okay.
All right, the first letter of protest, so these letters are for both vacations. So there's 2 separate applications. One is for all of East Noble and one is for this one that's all of North Abilene. So the first protest is to whom it may concern. I'm writing in regards to a certified letter received that stated a property owner has placed an application for a vacation of a right of way for a platted streets abutting your property. This application included 2 platted but undeveloped roads named North Abilene Avenue and East Noble Street. I, Brianna Dismiss, signed and returned my response as not attending to the planning and zoning meeting but protesting the proposed action. The underdeveloped roads acts as an alley access to the backside of my property. By allowing this vacation of a right of way, it takes away access to my property for both emergent and non-emergent situations. If you have any further questions or need information, please contact me at, and then she left her phone number there. The second letter of protest says, I am submitting this letter in response to notice for vacation of right of way for the platted streets abutting my property at 1416 North Avenue Place, Portales, NM 88130. I did not receive notice of this until after the November 21st, 2022 deadline and have not been contacted by the individuals that applied for this vacation of right of way. Please be aware that this property is owned by 4 individuals, Corey and Kelly Baca, and myself, Lorenzo and Mary Baca. I have attached a copy of the warranty deed to this letter. I work in South Dakota, and due to the late nature of notice from your office, I am not able to be there for this planning and zoning meeting on such short notice. I am protesting this vacation of right-of-way at this meeting so that I may be allowed to have time to access the information provided to your office for this application. I want to make an informed decision regarding my rights to this situation before this is presented to the planning and zoning meeting. Proceeding with this application at this time would not be appropriate because I've had not an opportunity to look at the application, documentation, and have not communicated with the applicant in detail about this request due to receiving this one day before a long holiday weekend. I am asking for this application to be placed on hold until I've had an opportunity to discuss this matter with all of the owners of the property and with the applicants that are wanting to purchase part of this potentially vacated property. If placing this application on hold is not possible, then I'm officially protesting this action at this time. If you have any concerns or questions, please do not hesitate to call me at, and there's some contact information there.
And that letter reflects this map right here.
Yes, for so if the original application that was sent out is the complete vacation of both of those from side to sides.
From the original one was vacating it from up and down, north to south,
Yes, ma'am.
and actually Abilene too.
Yes, ma'am. Both of those, the one we're looking at, Abilene, is just Abilene, but there's a second one for just East Noble as well.
So now, okay, so we'll have to deal with that one. Now she's coming in with a variance or what she's adjusting it. She wants just to do the property that it's attached to hers. So that would be actually on Nogal and Abilene.
Yes, if it's the property that's deeded that she's discussing, then there is part that goes on Noble and there's part that goes on North Abilene.
So she's wanting this part two down here on Abilene, North Abilene Avenue instead of North Abilene Place.
Yes, ma'am.
And you've got property built on both,
Yes, ma'am.
on both Abilene Avenue and on. No. Writing all over this map.
Would this land block anybody from Abilene?
Them in the entirety, yes. The proposed one, it would be very much what it is like right now, since they've built for where their deeded property is.
Of course, if we do that, I mean, whoever's in block D can get to their property from East Maple, right? So they're not really landlocked.
Block F can get from Austin.
Yeah, and then, yeah, they can get from Austin. Block F still can get from Abilene. Block E is okay. And she's pretty much the one that's landlocked.
But isn't that track A, they have a road in front of them, don't they? Where
Yes,
they,
ma'am. We're not asking
No.
to vacate that. We're asking that for that to remain open.
Because that's how
You
you,
have
that's,
access.
that's your. But if we don't get rid of North Abilene Avenue, except what's attached to you, then you still can have kind of access there. Got this funny little corner thing in there. What's going to happen with that?
Which part, ma'am?
Right here. This is accessed along this side and this is accessed along this side. What is going on with this little corner, this little square right here?
It's just a part where both plats go together.
So is she asking for that? Or is that going to stay with North Abilene? Avenue?
I believe, and you may quote me if I'm wrong, ma'am, right now she's amended it just to ask for.
the red?
No, no red.
Leaving
Leaving
leaving that and wanting to close this.
Yeah, she's asking about this right now. So should we leave this?
Actually, half of the road, not all of the road, half of the road.
Yeah.
I don't have that colored page, do I?
It should be, and then there's also in mine as well.
I like your colored page.
She provided them for us.
Oh,
here.
there it is.
So perfect. So her deed shows this here was already deeded. So that's the part that they're asking
Okay.
to vacate
Oh, mine's not near as colorful as yours.
to match what the.
Okay, okay, so you're just not doing the whole road, you're just
Just
doing.
You're just doing your.
The
property line
center.
road, right?
Because that's really how it goes. It's to the center of the road
Right,
on each one.
okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And when you deal with Pendergraph and Leidig, I asked the real estate agent, I know it's a little surprised. That's why I had to laugh.
Okay, anything else from this committee or the public?
Do we have to vote on the first one and then on her second one, or?
Yes, because I believe that part of that vacation is gonna be part on North Abilene Avenue and then part on East Nogle. And you guys will have to specify if you're approving all of it or just that section.
Okay,
For
so
the-
we'll have to vote on her first one first.
Yes,
of
ma'am.
All of it being vacated, and
Yeah.
then we'll vote.
You can put in saying we're not approving the whole thing, we're approving part, you're approving whole, you're approving none of it. Just so the motion's clear of what's being approved.
Is that clear to everybody?
Second.
Roll call. Please. Yes.
Yes.
Watkins,
Yes.
Kenya,
Yes,
James.
Yes.
Okay. I need a motion or to approve or disapprove.
What?
What exactly?
Either one.
Resolution,
Do you want us to approve or disapprove?
well, we have to reprove the report,
The,
the big,
the total,
Vacating.
the total vacation.
yeah,
I move that we disapprove the total vacation of the roads and go with her adjusted, there's a better word for that.
Amended.
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 The amendment that she has put up, and then go with her amended proposal.
I second that.
Okay, motion in a second. Roll call, please.
Heflin,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Mr. Watkins,
Yes.
Kenya,
Yes.
James.
Yes.
Motion was approved. So we will go into next item. If it's getting too long, because there's some discussion, you guys, if anything you want to hear, you're more than welcome to say, but you're also welcome to go as well. Bill's ready. Okay, we're gonna go into, need a public hearing for, that'd be F now. Public hearing. D. Public hearing for resolution number PC 2022-2023-12. A resolution approving a vacation of a platted but undeveloped right of way called East Nogales Street in the Lindsay edition submitted by Roberto and Irene Baca. I need action to go into a public hearing.
I'll make that motion to go into public hearing.
Second.
Roll call. Please.
Heflin,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Watkins,
Yes.
Kenya,
yes,
Yes.
We're now in public hearing. Anyone that needs to talk will need to be sworn in. If you have already been sworn in, you don't need to again. Is that correct? Kelly?
So this is remarkably our last one, instead of North Abilene Avenue, we're now doing East Noble Street. Again, the things I'm about to read off are for it in its entirety, not the amendment. So 11 property owners, letters were sent out, 5 public utilities were sent out, 12 return receipts were received. We had 6 property owners for it, 2 property owners against it, and 2 utilities that were for the proposal. The 2 letters that I read previously also apply to the total vacation of East Noble as well.
So now we're talking about this street here, right?
Yes, sir. And then the whole street for the applicant and then for the amendment, that strip attached to a property.
Okay, same thing, it's a different street.
Yes, sir.
Gotcha. And this would clean up their paperwork, right?
Yes, sir.
Any comments, questions from committee? May, go ahead. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely.
I am Mary Baca and I am one of the property owners on this, that immediately abuts their property that would be on East Noble. And it would be that part of the street, their corner. And we just want to make sure that our property is not taken advantage of and that we are able to maintain that property.
Tell me again where you're located on.
Can I show you?
Yes, I love
Okay.
people to point out things to me.
So this is them
Mhm.
right here,
Mhm.
and they're wanting this right here.
You're right. Yeah.
And this right here takes away from our property, even though it is in with the street. We do not want to lose this at this point in time. That's why we have asked for everything to be put on hold.
Okay.
Because my spouse is in South Dakota. And this is what he does for a job
Mhm.
and would like to have the opportunity to have input and say so in some of this.
Okay.
You
So-
say it's gonna take away from your property? How much of that is it gonna
That's
take away?
before. Can you take
Well, it won't take any from.
It won't take it away,
No.
but if you vacate it,
If we vacate it, if we vacate the
if you
whole road.
vacate the whole road, if you vacate this whole road, then
Right. So she's asking not to vacate the whole road, which is what we didn't vacate the whole road on the
On
other
this way.
direction.
Right.
so you did not vacate it all of this way, you just did this. So I'm asking for all of this not to be,
Or she wants a table.
or to please table everything, because my husband would like to have.
That's what she wants to amend it to. Well, I'll tell you, even if we did vacate, which I wouldn't vacate the whole thing, that would go from North Austin Avenue to the open road, which is Abilene Place, because that takes up everything. We're already got a little bit of a congestion problem because they've already built. I mean, so we've already got a little bit of problem, you know. It's kind of like a mess over there by the high school was for a while. When they decided to pave it, you know, that was just like. So. It won't go away from your property, even if we vacated the whole thing, because nobody would get it. I mean, and I don't know that you actually, I don't know what your
Well-
paperwork looks like compared to her paperwork.
Right, and we have not been able to have any of that paperwork.
Yeah. you
We've
haven't
asked
looked at
for
your
it.
Deed. You
We've
haven't
asked
looked at
for
your
it and
deed.
we have our deed. We've asked for the other information and have gotten a very hostile situation from it. So we want everything. to
Who
be
read your
whole.
deed for you?
I got my deed from the courthouse.
Did you read it to see if it included what her deed did?
I did not because I do not have her deed and due to the short
No,
time
you
frame,
don't have to have her deed.
I have not been able to, we have not, that's why we're asking to table everything so that we have time to do our own research and make sure of what's going on. And that's all we're asking for is to
Okay.
table things.
I'm going to tell you what she's asking for is not going to bother you. What she's asking for is what she has already been paid for, what she's already built on.
Right.
What she's asking for is that. What I'm asking you, because she's already proved to me that it was deeded to her.
Okay, that one spot, that
Well-
green area.
That green area, she was deeded that spot. She was paying taxes on that spot.
Right.
So she's asking,
For that
that
area,
area.
and that's fine. We just do not want anything. done on that other area
Right.
of the road, of that road at this point in time. Because we want to table it. You
Mhm.
know, we want to be able to come to a decision on what is more appropriate. And we have not had the opportunity, due to the fact of the late notice that we got this, not having all of this information presented to us. And no contact from them in regards to what they were wanting to do.
Since-
And wanting to be able to do our own investigation and look at this and say, this is okay, one way or the other.
My suggestion to you, if whatever we do here, let's get your deed, take it to a title company, have them read that, see if your deed and does what her deed does. And see if that's included. And if you are paying taxes on what she's found out, she's paying taxes on.
Mhm.
And then if it's true, you may need to come back. So what I'm saying is,
And I understand that, and that's why I'm asking to please table things until we have the opportunity
right,
to investigate to see, does our deed include that? Or what does it say? We have not had time to do that
Okay.
due to the short-term notice that we have had
Mhm.
and the long holiday and this being on Monday and us not having an
But
opportunity.
isn't that benefiting you better to have that
vacated.
vacated?
There's,
one-
okay,
I'm trying to get, say to.
I understand that it could be, however, again. Please be aware, my husband would like to be able to look at this and wants to know more details, more information, and he is in South Dakota.
Mhm.
And he would like to be able to look at this and look at up the paperwork before anything goes further with vacating this.
When will he be back?
We can let him know what day the next meeting would be, and he would be able to make arrangements to be here.
I will tell y'all that this is Pendergraph and all them have caused a issue with this, and we will probably be dealing with this in the future because of what this has done. I think, in my opinion, we take care of her problem today. That's just me talking.
Mhm.
And not bother anybody else's property that's adjoined. Because I don't, but again, I'm a real estate agent, so I don't see a problem with it.
Well, but I'll understand that area that I showed you, that is where they pull into their house. That is their driveway, which is our property.
Well, that
At this
driveway,
point in time, that is how it is read. And because it is considered a street, it's not much of an issue.
exactly.
However, if it changes, that could be different.
That's why you need to do that, because right now she's asking that stay open because that's her access to her house. She's not, and even if she doesn't get it changed, she's still her access to her house. Even if she gets it vacated, it's still access to her house. She still has access to her house by that right there. It doesn't automatically go to you unless it's deeded to you. And if it's vacated, then it would be.
It would go to us or to her.
The road
Because
It
again,
goes to the
we are
middle.
just wanting to be,
Yes.
for him to be able to sit down and look at this, and that's all we are really asking.
It goes
is
to the
please-
middle. But then we've got the problem.
vacated.
If it's vacated,
Then she would no longer be able to use that road for
It's
pulling into
vacated.
their house.
you won't have that access.
And that's
Exactly.
Why we're asking to leave it open.
Okay, because what that does is, and we didn't vacate Abilene, right? That's what we did.
That's right.
So you can still come in that way. But yeah,
And again, that is, we would really just rather it be tabled until we have that opportunity for all of us to sit down and look at this, because this was kind of thrown in our face at the last minute. And I don't feel that it's fair to us for this to just be tossed at us saying, hey, this is gonna happen.
But if we don't vacate it, it's not a problem for you. If we don't vacate it, there's no issue.
Right.
Right.
So she's been going through there anyway to go to her house, right?
But we would like to make it a work, an arrangement with them. And that's what we've been trying to do.
Well, if it's a road, you can't do that.
Right.
So she has that right of way. If we don't vacate it, she still has that right of way. Because you don't own it unless you can prove to us in your deed that you're being paying taxes on it, just like she's proved that she's been paying taxes on it.
Okay, so if we let it go ahead and be vacated, then now I can start charging them for
Necessarily,
something.
no.
Okay, then I'm just saying, for the sake of everything, can we just table this?
Or we can leave it unvacated. We can leave it as is.
Okay, and then we would come back in later on. Right.
If you decide,
Okay.
and you find out that it's deeded to you, just like she's found out that it was deeded to her and she's paying taxes on it.
Okay,
But if we don't vote to vacate it there by your property, she can still have access to it and she can still come in and do that.
okay,
You know, you have no right to that road and her access in and out. So what, right now, as it is, that's. her-
unless it's vacated and we value, we have the opportunity to say, okay, it is this way.
Once it's vacated and it is annexed
that
into
is
your
sim-
property and you start paying
Right,
taxes.
and that
on
is
it.
just simply why we were saying, could you please put a hold on that portion of it? That's all we're asking.
And I think
to
that's why
table.
she probably went to amend it.
So it's just to table that. So
Thank you.
that was our, just to table it.
Okay, I'll need a motion to go. Okay, go ahead.
Kelly, do they have the original paperwork for the signatures of the petition?
They do have petitioner.
Okay, so if there was original paperwork that was signed, that was petitioned, and if you look on there, Cory Baca did sign it several months ago. They knew about this. And when we started dealing with this, it went from Monica Baca to Cory and Kelly, and that's who we were dealing with. And there was a petition signed by Cory, so he knew what was going on with that. Okay, so we didn't know that there was 2 more people that were added to this deed. We were working off of what we knew at the time. My request here is not to close that portion, so that doesn't affect neither here nor there. It's going to stay the way it is right now. So I would ask not to table our portion, because we would really like to get our borders corrected. That's all we're asking, is for our borders at this time.
That's why you presented the amended part.
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
That's why you amended it, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
So really, this is more about a time issue than anything. The table waits for 28 more days for the next meeting. Or, because if we table this today, the next meeting has to be on the agenda.
If you request to bring it back.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to. table
Not
it.
your amendment, the other part.
Oh, the other, okay. I'm sorry. I've been doing this for a whole year and
Oh, you're fine.
I'm tired of it.
Thank you.
Mhm.
So in reference to the tabling of it, it is not an issue for this lady.
No,
Because
no,
we're not-
it
we're not
is,
willing to
it's not an
vacate it.
issue. It's an issue for her not getting her property cleared up. And it's not, and for, the Bacas, let's see, wait. Right, no,
It is.
it is, it won't,
For us, we are the ones that we have the issue with. We want to be able to.
Yeah.
Give us that opportunity to. look
it's
at it.
still not an issue for you because it won't change what's going on right now.
Okay, but when she said that the deed was not that way, this is deed has been since July 1st. She's had more than enough time to notice that we were on the property as well, Cory Baca. So that's why I'm asking, please hold up. And I have copies of the deed if you guys would like. That's all I'm asking is,
And so you do have the deed.
I do,
I thought she said she
I
didn't.
said I have not had an opportunity to take it and have it looked at completely. And
But
it,
she
and,
only
and,
had it for 6 months. It's June.
okay, but I did not know this was going on until this notification here. And so we
See,
get this and now it's okay, but this was filed July 1st. So they've known because we tried to find out when this was all started.
July 1st, and this is on the 27th, so it's 3 days. Your deed is marked the 27th of June, 2022, and she filed July 1st of 2022.
Okay,
So 3
She
days.
knew 3 days. So she knew. And we did not know.
Thank you.
So that's all you're asking. Could you take one?
I think you're,
The
Okay, so-
amended part, we already approved the amended part? We did?
No, just for that one street, only for
Amended part, right?
Abilene. Now we're doing no gal.
No gal, she wants us to table no gal.
She wants us to table no gal.
28 days.
And what we have to vote on is her first proposal or her amended proposal, or yeah, I guess you could table it. You know, you have those three options. All it's going to do is, and this is my opinion, it's going to drag her issues on out. If we table it, it's going to drag her issues out. She has no clarity, no closure, yes, good word. And she just is wanting to do it. If we go ahead and do her amended proposal, it doesn't change a thing. Next to her property. She can do all the investigating she wants to. She can, see what her survey looks like, what her taxes are she's paying. She can do all the things that she needs to do to see how that goes. As a city standpoint, I still think we will have an issue with this because we will have a half of a street closed because we have given her, well, Pendergraph gave it to her. We've had her paying taxes on it. The city's had her paying taxes on it, it's not fair to her, but and under her, what they built on it. So, I mean, to be fair to them, they paid taxes and they built on it. But the city has a problem when it comes to this and kind of cleaning up that mess. Now,
We're gonna do them one at a time.
but I say do them one at a time. She's not infringing on anybody else's property. She just wants to clear up her own property. And that's how I see it right now.
We just want to clear up this spot right here.
Right. Yeah, right there on No Gal. Because we already cleared up the one on Abilene.
Right.
So
And
she's,
then what we're voting on is this right here, this part right here.
yeah, we're voting right here on this green part right here.
We already did.
No, well, we did on this.
Yeah, we're
This
voting on
one.
this green part.
Yeah, we okayed this one right here.
He wants to clean up this part,
She wants to clean up this part,
which will keep the road right here.
which will keep this road open right here, coming off of what it says, Abilene Place. Which is next to which she,
That's what she's saying. If this is a road and they drive up, they'll drive up here, right? And then they'll enter their property through this whole road. Right?
well, they do, they already do, yeah.
Right.
Because that's a road and it's gonna stay a road. And they're gonna enter their property, which,
Doesn't matter at that point.
at that point, it's not gonna
And
change
it keeps
anything.
it keeps the road on the other side of the green for the first property here.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, she's not even saying, I guess that would go to the church.
Can I also tell you guys that they already have a gate and have that road for access gated off. So nobody else can go on that except for them.
So that's a 60-foot, and they have a fence on that other 15 feet. So if we need to remove our fence and remove that gate, we will, but we ask that they remove their fence as well.
The church has a fence over there.
Everybody has fences on right there. They
Okay.
have a fence, we have a fence, the church has a fence.
Are you in any kind of time crunch or anything?
It's been a year that we've been,
Well, I know, but it's only been tonight for us.
well,
So it's only been a night for us. So I'm just asking, I would just ask if there's some reason, like, do you have to have it to build something on or?
Okay, so what you're saying is the church has a fence right up here to your property.
a fence right there. It's-
So nobody can drive through there anyway.
No,
Yeah.
nobody.
So the church has already got a fence right there.
Yes, it's a backyard to a house, that's the existing house right there. It's their backyard. It's fenced off. We have a fence and a gate and they also have. And it's a 60-foot easement, so it would be all of us that would have to take down fences.
So actually you already got your 30 feet inside your fence. That we're needing, you're wanting us to give you.
No, that's not exactly right. And this is why I'm asking table it so that my husband has the time to fully look at it and address it. She's had a year where we have not known any of this.
Okay, I'm asking her about her property lines.
So yes, our property
lines?
lines, yes, they're already set.
Because of your
because
deed
of our deed, all of our legal paperwork.
work, you already have a fence around everything that's green right here. So you already had this property fenced off. And the church actually comes right up to your fence and has a fence there. So there's no access through there anyway.
There, no, not on the other side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So on Nogales. So if we go ahead and vacate your part of Nogales, the church will be okay with it because they've already got that and you've already got your fence up there. That doesn't, to me, doesn't concern anybody else because those are the two property owners, the Pentecostal church and you.
And then you're gonna get your access off this road, what is that, Abilene North Place or South Place?
North Abilene.
And then you'll go right up there and hit that at the very bottom of block E and go right into your property.
So when you go down by the Pentecostal church and you come through here, is this all opened before you get to your house?
No, ma'am, it is all fenced off. Everybody has just created fences and stuff like that on that 60-foot easement.
So much like the high school. Okay, so do you have to go through a gate?
Yes, it was a gate that we put up because there was a lot of drug
You put up a gate right here
at the end, yes.
at the end. You put up a gate right here.
Yes, ma'am. Because at the time, we thought that all of it was vacated and the property owner who split out that property made that access road to the back of where we are. That was an access road that was created to get to the property, our property in the back.
Okay,
And
you don't have a
there's-
gate. You don't have a gate right here. You just have a
No,
gate
and
down here.
It's at the front because there was druggies and people who were drinking that were camping out there.
Yeah.
So to prevent that, we went ahead and put a gate.
On, yeah, that's a problem. Put a gate on a piece of property you don't own.
Well, at the time, we thought it was vacated.
Yeah.
We thought some of it was vacated and that's the reason why we did it. We didn't realize that we were.
Even if it was vacated, they didn't give you the right to put a fence up there or a gate right there because,
Because it used to be owned by our father-in-law.
Oh.
And he created that access to our property right now. See, this is all family right here.
Yeah.
And so this right here was created whenever there was the residence back there. It's been there for over 30 years.
you have legal access from a road, any of your property. Even if it's landlocked, you have legal access from a road. You said he created it for you. I don't know, is there a document that says that?
Actually, it wasn't for us. It was for an existing house prior to us.
Right, even that should have it should be written up. as access to that property in some kind of documentation. But that's not always done correctly. in
If
real
there's a
estate.
gate, does that impede emergency services from being able to get anywhere? They have to go through a gate?
Yes, they do have to go through the gate. If we have to take that gate down. we're fine with it.
You'll most certainly have to if
Yes.
we approve this.
Yes, I believe you will. I believe you'll have to take the gate down.
Does that mean that the rest of the property owners within that easement will have to take down their fences and stuff like that too? Because that's only a.
If it's
15
impeding emergency services,
So that's only a 15 foot access that we have. So that means everybody on there would have to remove their fences. That's what I'm understanding. Because it's a 60-foot access to for that road easement. So everybody on there has a fence up, so. For their.
So you're saying the church is encroached in even on the road, and Corey and James and them have encroached on the road.
We are not, he set that fence back because he was told it was encroaching, and so he set it back.
It only 15 foot, it's a 60-foot easement, so it's where we have is right smack in the middle of that easement. So there's another 15 feet that goes into their backyard.
And so this is why we're asking,
It's a 30 foot on each side.
this is why we're
Okay,
asking.
one at a time, please. And I think we have enough information.
So that he can be here to really give the full description of what he did on that property years ago.
Thank you, ma'am. You've had your 3 minutes. I'll need a motion to go on a public hearing.
no moved.
Second,
Roll call, please.
Heflin,
Yes.
Yes.
Walken,
Yes,
Kenya,
Yes,
James.
yes,
Okay. Now action on public hearing, would that be resolution 12, right? Lost train of track on Nogal Street. if I'm correct. Okay. We need action on public on resolution 2022-2023-12. Approve, disapprove, or table. I'll make a motion to table.
I'll second that.
Roll call.
so
Oh, there's a motion on the table. We have to vote on it.
I go back.
Heflin,
Yes.
No.
Mr. Watkins,
Yes,
Ms. Kenya,
no,
Mr. James.
no,
Tables have been defeated. So now we'll need a motion to approve or disapprove.
I make a motion that we do not approve the whole application to vacate East Noble Street. And we do the amended part that we will vacate the property on Nogal Street around her property that she didn't pay taxes on and that she's already got property on and she's fencing it off. That's already fenced off. I
second that.
And a motion on the table and a second. Roll call, please. No.
Bennett,
yes.
Mr. Watkins,
no,
Ms. Kenya,
yes,
James.
Yes,
Motion carries with approval.
That doesn't change anything on
her area.
that area, and that's still probably an issue with everybody, and y'all need to clean that up.
and we need to get emergency services or somebody over there to make sure that there's access to whatever they need. And if that fence is coming down from all parties,
Can access that place right there.
Yeah, yeah.
then it,
It doesn't
That
block
But,
us.
but, yeah, right now she's saying that this is gonna fence and this is gonna fence. She-
Okay, we're moving on.
Yeah. That's.
Okay, on item 5, we're gonna, this time for
Yeah.
public input. Public comments will be limited to 3 minutes per speaker. Individuals will be limited to 1 presentation per meeting, and there will be a maximum of 6 speakers on each subject. Counselors will not respond to comment or answer questions to avoid any violations of the Open Meeting Act. Questions or requests for information should be directed to the city manager in writing during regular business hours. We'll start with the public. Anything else from the public? Staff. Committee members. Adjourned.
Yeah, just go ahead.